Yo.
Hey, man, we back after a little. We weren't there in last week, but we wanted to charge up for the UFC 313. But man, how was your trip out in Seattle? That was the card you were at.
Yeah, UFC Seattle was cool. Ended in some controversy. But yeah, most of the fights delivered though. A lot of finishes. Yeah, it was popping. Came up big on that card in person, for sure. When compared to this week that just passed. But yeah, UFC Seattle was lit.
Hey,
Shout
but
out
yeah,
the
man,
hype killer.
shout outs to Hype Killer. We'll just hit back because he gave the people the big plus money. That was a hitter here, but yeah, he went 1-3 on our last show here on the UFC Seattle, but he went +6 units because he hit the Kutalaba by sub +900. So that was a great call there. So that was a big money. So it pays off, man. All the other ones that he missed, he had the fluffy second round TKO at +500, the Simone decision +300, which wasn't a bad look because Simone ended up winning and starching, dude.
Yeah.
So Simone won there, and then he had the parlay of the Feely, Fluffy, and Song, which only Feely was the one that was actually winning the fight, most would say, and then just got caught in that guillotine, man. And just, man, that sucks. But
That's Feely for you, man. Always doing great. And something it's either he gets knocked out or just always has a mental relapse or some shit in there. It's like, bro. But yeah.
yeah, man. And then for you, Mr. Positive, you've been consistent on these weeks, 2-2 at +0.7 units.
Hey.
So we had the ones you hit were Rob Font at +155, which was a close fight, but he definitely was beating Young Blood up. But I thought it was a close fight, though. That was pretty close. And then you hit the Silva, Rosa Boyev, and Hernandez parlay at +115. So, and the ones you missed was the Feely we just spoke about, and the Henry Cejudo +225 with that eye poke. So, yeah, sketchy ending. What'd you think about that when you were there?
I mean, it was all bad. You could tell when he was taking so long, but then it was like on the ref and like even Cejudo, he put out a vlog where he called Jason Herzog, and Herzog admitted that he messed up. So like, a lot of people were trying to hate on Cejudo after that, but yeah, these refs need to get more stern with the you know what I mean, with the
Eye
fouls. Like
pokes?
it's yeah, I mean fouls in general, like ball, like nut shots, everything. Like they always give them that leeway where like if you're a fighter, like it's like okay, I could maybe poke him in the eye and try to get like an advantage or some shit. So like
Yeah, eye
literally,
pokes are a big deal.
yeah, no, I mean even getting kicked in the balls, bro. Like getting
Yeah.
kicked in the balls where you're like, oh my god, like shit, like fucking So yeah, refs need to really take a look and see what's up with this thing because they're getting the rules told to them before the fight. So like the ref is already telling you like don't do this. Like even Song after he pokes Cejudo in the eye and they came back to fight, he's fighting still like this, like going after him like
Yeah.
this. Like
The John
what kind
Jones
of shit is
special.
that? Yeah, so like the refs need to step it up in MMA for sure. Like
Mhm.
be more stern. Like if you can take a point, just take it right off the rip. You told him in the back because yeah, these like you said, the eye, especially like eye gouge, that's like, and even to
Yeah.
Cejudo's credit, he even showed that he got a whole bunch of damage from that eye poke.
It
Like
didn't
he
look
tore like
bad
the
right
soft
in the
meat.
moment, but then you see it after, and then
No, yeah.
what's happening after.
So like it
But
sucks to him because like the crowd is ready. It's the main event. It's like fourth round, third round, and then like boom, he just stops like this. And then that's the first time I ever seen somebody take like the full time, and he was like sitting down. But yeah, it was
mhm.
a fucked up thing. I mean, I don't really care for a rematch because like I mean, Song he was like winning, but you never know. Could have should have
Yeah,
been a
exactly.
DQ. I mean, I think Cejudo needs to go back to 125 to TBH
But
because like yeah.
he's not gonna want to do that at this
He
age.
said he's trying to, but then he just said it's hard, like he has to. But like
Exactly.
that should be a wake up call because like he didn't even try to wrestle. He tried to in the beginning, he couldn't do nothing. Like Song just looked hella bigger than him. So
Yeah.
I feel like if
I
he
mean, his
still wants to
striking
have a
wasn't bad
chance,
though. He was tagging Song.
he was, and then he got poked in the eye. Like he was getting him with like the jab and everything. Like if you notice too, Song's face was kind of fucked up after
Oh
getting
yeah,
cracked so much. So yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
Song's
shit.
just
After saying that,
durable.
yeah, Song's just a beast. Like he's tough as nails. He's fought who's who in there also. So I don't know. You want to see a rematch or what?
I mean, if it's that level, then yeah, might as well. Because I don't see Cejudo really going for the title right now like that. in my opinion. Not yet. We got to see something from Cejudo. What have we seen like in the recent years since he came back from retirement?
No, yeah, he's on
So
3 straight losses. All like the legends
yeah.
are now him, Usman.
He's not washed though. That's the thing. Like from the short amount of time we watched it recently. He's not washed, but it's just like at the small weights, it's tough
Yeah,
to when you're as you're getting older. It's different when you're a big dude that's just going to the heavyweights. As you get older, like John
like
Jones and like Cormier and like these guys.
yeah, because
Um,
I think Cejudo beats Cheeto Vera.
yeah, I mean I'd be competitive, but yeah, I think he's at that level. He's still right there.
You know,
He would
but
beat
yeah,
he would wash up Marlon Moraes.
like you did before.
Yeah, it'd be that. But yeah, for me, man, not so good on the show here. 1-3 minus 2 units. The one I did hit though was the Song and Fluffy parlay for 1 unit there, and then the ones I missed here was Matsumoto and Rosaboyev. Matsumoto lost in a close one, and then took a flyer on Sakara at plus 245. He got slept. It was like the first fight, and then Walker. Yes. Was that which one? Oh yeah, that one. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought I felt a little robbed on that one.
Which
When
one?
the juice box Walker.
Oh
They
yeah,
gave
yeah, yeah. That was a weird fight. They ended up getting
it
fight of the. They ended up getting fight of the night too.
was a good fight. I mean, they were like hitting each other and stuff, and it was going hard. So I fuck with it. But
It's
yeah, I felt
funny
like
because
I was
like
like, I should
after the
have
fight,
won
like during the fight, there was like this old white lady like in the row in front of me, or
that.
2 rows in front of me, and the whole row was empty. I was like, I should go sit up there. And then later on, like towards like the swing fight on the main card, what's his name came up there, Walker with his whole team, and that was their row.
Oh,
And
oh
hella
man,
people were
listen,
taking pictures with him and shit.
it's crazy. But fuck, I felt bad for him, man. I felt bad for me. So
Nah, yeah, then he
that
couldn't
that's
even
my
like he was all limping like to go get a beer and shit. He was all fucked up.
but yeah, man, we move on because this is a big card here. 213. I think this is might be one of the best cards of the year so far as name wise and potential bangers. I feel like even the guys that aren't as huge of names, it's gonna be entertaining type of matchup and fight. So but we start here. The headliner, of course, if you guys don't know by now, Pereira and Ankalaev for the 205 belt with the co-main event of Gagey and now Fiziev 2 since what's his name? Dan Hooker dropped out. So yeah, man, we start from the bottom though. If y'all along, we are on Tapology. And we just like to let's talk these out, man, see what the looks are. So we got this starting out with Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda, the sexy Mexi, at 135, man. Yeah, this is actually one of the newer fights because remember Gene Matsumoto was actually supposed to be in this fight, and then he jumped onto the Rob Font fight, right? And I think that was what happened with this whole matchup. So they end up with Gutierrez with the new opponent with John Castaneda, who was also rescheduled on a different fight from last card too, I think, or another card previously.
The last
So
one.
it's a whole bunch of weird shit going on. So because Seattle had too many canceled fights, right, originally. So
Yeah, that shit should. That would have been even. That card was supposed to be even more of a banger, but yeah.
But yeah, man, this matchup's a little newer. To the odds just came in, I think, like late last night or today. But we got Gutierrez is actually the underdog at plus 125, and Castaneda is the favorite at minus 145. So for me, I mean, I didn't look too deeply into this yet, but off the top, just off my head right now, I thought Gutierrez might have been was going to be a little favorite here, and I was ready to take John Castaneda, but I don't know. Castaneda short notice as far as rescheduled, cutting weight again. He had to cut weight last week, I believe, because his fight was like canceled closer to the week of the fight, not like way before. So that's the one thing I think. I don't. Chris Gutierrez is cool, but like I think he's been disappointing as far as like how big of a favorite he's been in a lot of matchups. Like the last fight where he ended up winning against the Asian dude Quang Lee, where Gutierrez was like a huge favorite, like minus 600 or some shit, or along those lines. And he ended up winning, but it was a lot closer than we all wanted to be as far as like performance wise. It didn't look hella impressive. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing holding me back. I just think the value right now, I'm going to look at the dog, but I'll see. I'm going to wait until weigh-ins for this fight. I'm going to see how John Castaneda looks with his weigh-in. But any looks on this one for you? You like?
Yeah, I'll probably go with just Gutierrez, he's fought, more of the competition, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, so has John Castaneda. He's been in there for a minute too. He's 33 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
they're the
say,
same age, I think. So
yeah, I would just go with Chris Gutierrez for sure.
yeah, him as a dog. I think this is a coin toss right now. And if John Castaneda comes in with his weight good and looking like good doing it, then I would look at that side. But Gutierrez is known for his leg kicks, and we'll see if he could actually implement those. But he'll be a banger. Next up, what's the other fight here? We got the Ozzy Diaz against Bjorn Santos. This is a 185er, just the two no names, bro, that just trying to make a name. All right, but they're about to throw down. We got Ozzy Diaz. He's 34 years old, man, and I think he just took I think his last fight was where he took that short notice. No. I'm thinking about no racial, another Hispanic guy. Now his last fight looks like it is against Miang Zhang, where he got knocked down the first round as a big underdog. So, and then before that, he was in the LFA. So this is his second fight. So it's not his debut fight. And he's going against Bjorn Santos, who we watched in the Contender Series. If you guys remember that, but he's the guy who's just going to throw hands. He was a huge underdog against Will Curry. I think he was about plus 300 underdog, bro. And he came and he won by unanimous decision against a favorite of Will Curry. So this is his debut. He might look old, but he's actually only like 27 years old or something like that. So, but for me, man, I'm going Bjorn here. Is that how you say his name? I liked what
Dijon.
I saw there. I like the grit that he overcame. DeGeorge and Santos. I like Santos here. But it's gonna be a banger. Either guys could definitely get slept, but I think Santos pulls this one out, man, and I think he actually could dominate Ozzy. So I'm going with Santos.
Yeah, I don't really have a dog in this one. I'll probably just go with Santos and tell you.
Yep. All right, let's see. Now we got more of a build-up fight. This guy is also from the Contender Series, Myron Santos against Francis Marshall, and it's actually wide ass odds right now. Myron Santos is like a minus 310. Francis Marshall is plus 260 right now. Um, yeah, man. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you guys watched what's that show, The Ultimate Fighter, Myron
Hmm.
Santos is actually, I believe, the guy that won that division, right? And he beat Con Ofley. And he's pretty well rounded. I just personally, I didn't think that season was that good on the Ultimate Fighter as far as the fighters, but a lot of people are actually hyping from what I've like read and followed on the internet here. A lot of people are hyping this Myron Santos up, man. I just felt like his competition wasn't that good on the show, you know, so it was easy for him to dominate. And Francis Marshall, I don't like Francis Marshall, but I feel like he's had the crazier competition. You know, he's already been in the UFC, even though he's lost, two fights, and they're against pretty decent competition here. Like he lost to Isaac Dolgarian and Will Gomis, right, by split. So for me, I think he's gotten the experience, and it's a little disrespectful fighting against a debut guy, even though he is the big prospect, to be a plus 260. So that does make me look that way. Do I think Myron Santos wins? Yeah, I think he does. And he's a rightful favorite without a doubt. But at the same time, we've seen this, right? Debut. I know we're not always going to go to it because a lot of fighters are from the shows or the Contender Series or Ultimate Fighter. But I think there's value. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not going to put a big play on it yet, but I feel like Marshall at plus 260, and I think you might get even at plus 270 or 80. Um, isn't the worst play. But I for who I pick Santos.
Yeah, Francis Marshall. There's definitely some. He's definitely worth to sprinkle something on. He used to be like that he was gonna be like he was next coming up. If you look at his thing, he
Mhm.
hasn't. His the way he's been fighting has been like a year, 2 years. So he been dealing with a lot of injuries. But if he comes in
Yeah.
healthy, I think he for sure should win. But yeah, just to that and for the show, I gotta pick the other guy. But I might throw something on Francis Marshall after I check out the Waynes.
Yeah, you need to see his grit though, the grit of a white man.
No, yeah, because like
Speaking.
he's been in, like I said, he's the first. He should have been like he was like somebody they were trying to hype up coming off the Contender Series. He got on 2 straight wins, like, and he was doing his thing. Like you said, lost
Mhm.
split decision to Gomes, which is not bad. But then look, he just disappeared. Like 2023, he
Yeah,
was active, but then he hasn't fought since
the ring rust
August of
might
last
be
year.
sketchy too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was
yeah,
just surprised when I saw the odds. I think I saw it at one point at plus 280 or something when it first opened. I was like, damn, like for real? They really hype because I saw the matchup and I was like, I think Myron Santos is about to make some noise, but then I saw the odds and I was like, damn, they really all like him that much, huh? But yeah, next up we got this might be a banger fight, man. Alex Morono against Carlos Leal. Leal, oh wow, he's a minus 725 right now. And we got Alex Morono at plus 525. Yeah, man, they're juicing it to the tits, and obviously, I like Leal here, but obviously those odds are kind of insane. Yeah, that's crazy. I was surprised. I think he should be more of like a minus like 350, 400, maybe minus 400. Minus 700 is a little much, but at the same time, he just came off of I think almost like a robbery at one point of the
yeah. He got.
Renat when he lost to Renat.
Yep.
Um, and he has that grit, and I think he's a pretty well-rounded guy, and he has power. And honestly, on top of that, Morono is just like he's
He's falling
skilled,
off.
but he's fallen off. Exactly. Yeah, he's on the decline from what I'm seeing from his performances, especially his last performance. Like it's not looking good. His chin's not getting any better. He's trying to be a coach and a teacher or something more like that vibe. So good on him. But I mean, he still packs a punch, and he knows what he's doing. He's well-rounded. So you can't
What's
sleep on
Lee?
him like that. But
What's Liao by TKO? If they even
yeah,
have it
that
out
I
yet
like
or
that
not?
route. Yeah, let me check. I think they just dropped it. But I'm liking that look too. I'm liking Liao by knockout. That's minus 125.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would probably bet in this fight. Cause yeah, minus 700 is crazy for Liao, but like yeah, he did get robbed against Fakardinov. I for sure
Mhm.
thought I lost that bet. I had Fakardinov in a big parlay piece, and they gave it to him. Cause wasn't it like in another country?
Yeah, I think it was in the Middle East somewhere. I don't want to say it's Dubai, one of those like Abu Dhabi type of cards. It was the UFC 308 Topuria versus Holloway.
Oh, okay.
That was in Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Was Sarah Bullet on the card?
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
yeah,
that fool is retired, right? He medically he can't
well,
fight no
yeah, I
more.
guess, but that's why they've been only putting his fights overseas because they can control like the commission out there.
Oh yeah, they could just be like, "Hey, we told him we say he can fight, he can fight." Like,
Yeah,
oh
for
man.
sure.
Uh, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm on the same page. Yeah, the knockout minus 125 is a little juicy, but he finishes this guy. The under over is already at 1.5 rounds. You know, and at that point, I don't even know how to play the under because Morono can get finished at any time and get tired. Next up, we got a nice banger fight too. Bruno Ferreira against Armin Petrosian. And this one's a little closer on the odds, I believe. But we were just talking about Petrosian not too long ago, I feel like. Armin's about a minus 150. Bruno's a plus 130. So, man, this is a banger fight. Let's see. For me, man, this one's one of the toughest ones on the card because I think this is a coin toss fight because the styles are different. I think Armin Petrosian is obviously a much more technical type of striker. Um, I actually was surprised he was a kind of a huge favorite, or not a huge favorite, but like a big minus 150 or something. He was 160 earlier. So just off of that principle alone of the odds, I think is a coin toss and should be a pick'ems. I'm going Bruno Ferreira at plus money here, but I don't have a bet on it yet. But I just think it should be a coin toss. So if you could get Pereira plus 130 or better, I mean that's not bad. But I
What's
think it's
for
going to be crazy if Bruno can't like mix it up. He needs to
what's
mix it up. He can't just headhunt.
what's his by knockout?
Bruno Ferreira.
Hmm.
His knockout is plus 225.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like Armin, he just fought. He's coming off of that double spinning back fist knockout to Shara Bullet,
Mm-hmm.
where he was winning that fight, like in my opinion, and then
Exactly.
he got slept. So, and that was what that wasn't too long ago.
That was in Was that? It said October.
Okay, it was a while ago.
Really? I
Because
felt
then
like that was
he fought
more recent.
MVP after
Oh yeah, Shara did.
Shara
I
Bullet.
remember.
So
Yeah,
yeah, Bruno Favre sure. Like, I mean, I feel like that's Favre's only way to win too is by sleeping him.
yeah. I don't think he's gonna outpoint him. You know, if it's talking about technical fight, I think Armin Petrosian has the goods there. Because Bruno Ferreira, the problem is a lot of times he's gonna try to like headhunt, and that's all he relies on is the big moments and those shots. You know,
Yeah.
so we'll see. I mean, just yeah, it's gonna be close. I'm gonna have to maybe a live bet too during this one to see who's really getting momentum. But at any time, Ferreira could knock the dude out, but he could get finished too. So we go from a little bigger boys to the small boys here. We got Ray Suruya against Joshua Van from Myanmar. And it's gonna be the first time the UFC will allow him to have the Myanmar flag, bro. Because they were Burma before, and there's a whole thing that I was just finding out about. I don't actually really know, but yeah, that's a big news I saw with the UFC. But yeah, Ray right here, he's 10-0 prospect from Japan, 22 years old only, undefeated. Obviously, his last fight was his debut against Carlos Hernandez, where he won by unanimous decision. But he was also like a minus 400 favorite there. And then before that, he was a road to UFC guy. Then you got Joshua Van, and we're fans of Joshua Van. 12-2. He's only 23 right now, and he's had multiple big UFC fights. This will be damn, man. He's been having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 UFC fights already, bro. He's only 23.
Joshua Van?
Yeah.
That's because he's the short. He's the short king and the short notice king. Like, remember his UFC debut was like the week of, and that's where he bursted onto the scene and he showed he got hands. I mean, he should be like he's only got one loss, right?
2. He ended up losing to Charles
Yeah,
Johnson
to Energy.
but he was up. I
He
feel
was
like
up. Yeah, that was a close
yeah.
fight, and then he got cracked. But yeah,
And then he lost. He only lost in Fury FC before that to Devin Jackson or whoever that is. But that was not in the UFC. So only one in the UFC. So for me, man, I mean, the odds here, he's actually is the favorite, and he took this, I believe, on short notice too, right?
did he?
Yeah, he's minus 185 right now, and the other guy is plus 160. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was hearing something about. I'll double check if his fight got rescheduled. That he might have taken this on short notice, but if he did, he's a beast for that.
For sure.
Oh, never mind. He was supposed to fight. Other dude took it on short notice, so he was supposed to fight Bruno Silva, and then so yeah, more power to him then on his side. But yeah, I'm going Joshua Van here. I just think that obviously I'm a fan. You call it for a little fandom. Maybe it's a little juice on that side, but I think anything better than minus 200 is a good price on him in this situation, in this matchup. And he's only improving. We've seen him only improve on his takedown defense. He's starting to try to do takedowns. He's still looking to try to get more of a submission. Even though he's a striker, he's trying to get more well-rounded. Because he trained like MMA like at a young age too. It's not like he's one of these guys that only did like Muay Thai or only did like one thing and then they're just like, okay, I'm gonna go to the UFC and work out wrestling later. So I like him, bro. I think he's good either way. I mean, yeah, it's so good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm like Van is like I said before on here. I'm always gonna go with Van ever since the first because he made me some money like when he made his debut. So I'm always go with Joshua Van. Nothing's gonna change here, buddy.
Yeah, and the other kid, I mean, road to UFC, we know, right? Like, I mean, there's bound to be someone that's really good from there, but like overall competition is just not as great.
No, but the
So
thing is, Van got that dog in him too. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't play.
yeah, no, I'm the other guys from road to UFC, the Japanese dude, Ray.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
that's what
that's what I'm saying. Like they're putting him against a dog. Like someone
exactly.
who been doing the damn thing.
Yeah, and I think the only way the other guy could slip out a victory is if he like chokes him out or chokes out Van or something. I don't think he can knock him out. That's what I'm saying. I don't see him knocking Van out. Next up, man, we got the main fight for the prelims. Wow, can't believe they're putting my boy Curtis Blades on the prelims. But heavyweight.
This was supposed to be in Seattle as well.
Yeah, Curtis Blades was supposed to be on it, but we got Blades versus Kuniev. Blades is definitely a rightful big favorite in my opinion. He's a minus 300 with Kuniev at plus 250. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna say it outright. I like Curtis Blades here. Kuniev is definitely a big prospect, and he's 31 still, but he's Russian, so everyone's talking about he's gonna be a killer or a wrestler, and he's not bad, but come on, you can't compare. I just think I understand it's the right price, minus 300. I'm putting in my parlays, dude. I'm putting it in. Curtis Blades.
Yeah, you always got to go with Blades unless he's fighting the top
Yeah.
three, or unless he's fighting Derek Lewis.
Yeah, top strikers in the and I don't think Kuniev is a top striker. You know what I mean? Not a guy that's going to sleep him. Of course, anything could happen in the heavyweights. One shot could really anyone can get knocked out, but I think Blades got this, and I think he needs it. He kind of needs this win to get his career on track. Because at one point he was talking about fighting like Tom Aspinall for the title and shit. He did fight Tom
He
Aspinall, but it
did.
was the knee injury, and he actually won. So
No, but then remember they rematched.
yeah, and then Tom Aspinall just finished that real quick.
Yeah, because what's his name was trying to stand. He wasn't trying to wrestle. But yeah, that was his last fight actually. Oh damn, it's been a while since he fought Curtis Blades. That was in July of last year.
Yeah, because he got slept, right?
Yeah, in the first round.
Yeah,
Damn.
exactly.
Damn, that's been a minute.
I think he'll be fine here. You survived Tom Aspinall, and on his record, technically he beat Tom Aspinall the first time. So, yeah. But it's kind of sucks to see that he's kind of on the prelims because I feel like he's definitely
No, but if you look at it, it's the last fight of the prelim. So that is like back in the
headline in
day.
itself.
Exactly. Back in the day when UFC used to be like on Spike TV or I forgot what other channel before they signed with ESPN, they would always broadcast the last 3 fights on the prelim, so you can be like, "Oh, yep, let me tune into this." So that's good for him. That's a good spot.
Oh, that's lit. And then now we got the main card, man. We got opening up with King Green against one of the fighting fighting nerds, Mauricio Ruffy. Or Hoofy, as the Brazilians call it. But yeah, man, King Green, he's old now, but he got hella fights. 49. This is his 50th fight, man. So yeah, I don't know. He's 38 years old. And let me tell you, man, I know age is just a number, but he's not LeBron James. Okay.
I mean,
King Green is not LeBron James.
all depends who you put him in there with. You know what I'm saying? Like, not with this guy. Rufy's an up and comer. He's probably gonna yoke. I mean, like, but if you see sketch. I love everybody loves King Green, the persona, the thing, but yeah, I mean he hasn't fought since July of last year. He fucking tried to grapple with Pimbley and got choked and got his arm broken. You know what I mean in that fight. So he hasn't fought since then. And then it's just like Rufy's just up and comer now. And then Green, he got to fight like people like Jim Miller, like the way he scraped him. That fight against Grant Dawson, that was crazy because Grant Dawson was like an up and comer. It was like, oh damn, he just got rocked. But yeah, I think it should be an easy win for Rufy.
Yeah, man. Me too. I think Rufy. We were talking about this in our chat with the Hype Killer. Shout outs to MMA Hype Killer. That who's the first guy in the Fighting Nerds to take an L in the UFC? And I was saying I was brought up Rufy's name. And I can tell we haven't talked to him about this, but I think that the Hype Killer is going to take a shot on King Green for old time's sake. And I feel it's a juicy number. Because King Green is skill wise is there, like he's skill wise, he's dope, but we've seen it; it's just declining. And I think Rufy one shot. I think he might not even be winning the fight, and he just hits that one shot, and he could finish him if he wanted to.
Yeah, big ups to Bobby Green if he actually can pull this one out. But yeah, I gotta throw Rufy in a greasy one.
Yeah, Rufy by KO is plus 115. That's not bad. Still a little plus money
on
submission. My submission is plus 1100. Wow.
Ooh. But he's more like a sleeper, right? But that'd be
but
choke. You never know.
You can't tell me any of those Brazilians don't train jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Often. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I like the knockout. Or you could look at what's inside the distance, probably plus money in there too. So inside the distance would be next up, man. Who do we got? Oh, we got the man or Oh, first is this the first horny fight? The card, bro.
They've been kind
Wow,
of
first and
limiting women
only.
fights. I want to say
Yeah, they're trying to find
low
new
key,
talent.
like low key, it's been like not that many no more. Like if you Seattle, there
Yeah,
was none, and then the last one there was two. This one got one. So yeah.
yeah, sketch, man. Is that the only way that the PFL is winning right now? They're winning on with their champion Dakota Dicheva or Dicheva. Um, next up, man, we got Amanda Lemos against Yasmin Lucindo. Man, this is this a passing of the guard or what do you think of this? We got Lucindo as the favorite too. I was a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie. Lucindo is right now minus 140-ish, and Lemos is plus 120. So yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought it was gonna be like at the worst pickums, you know. I didn't know it was gonna be Lucindo as a favorite, but at the same time, I get it. But Lucindo's she's up and comer, younger, but at the same time, I'm gonna pick her to win, and I think that she's gonna win. But for her to be a favorite is a little disrespectful to Amanda Lemos, in my opinion, because this should be a real close fight, and can't count Lemos out. You know, she always packs the power. She's
Mhm.
been there, and she was having a short title run. Remember, for some reason she was fighting Wei Lee and having her title shot. Whereas this youngin is just up and coming right now, and really her best competition was her last fight against Marina Rodriguez, where she won by split, bro. You know, and I don't know if she's going to be able to. She's going to have to grapple. I think grapple Lemos down. She's not going to just stand there in the pocket and start swinging and exchanging. I don't. I don't
Yeah.
like that for her.
Well, Lamo's also getting older. She's like 37,
Mm-hmm.
38.
Yeah. And here's the only person that Lucindo lost to so far in her career at UFC is
Uruguay.
Uruguay. Yeah, and that means what? You can't technically fight now because Uruguay is more of a technical fighter. You see her if she
But
could.
that was also Lucindo's first fight in the UFC
True, true.
3 years ago.
She's definitely improving in a prospect. So I'm going
Mhm.
with her. But I feel weird about this lay motion, but she is getting old, 37 right now. Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean Lemos, like I said, she's getting old. Her last couple fights, I mean, she got yoked by Virna, right? What happened to Virna?
She don't fight as much. Maybe she got injured,
She,
but
I
Vienna
thought she was
she's
gonna get
becoming
like the
swole right
title
now.
fight. Yeah,
I think she is next in the potentially next or like number one contender for sure.
because she was
Or
on a
yeah.
streak. But yeah, she tapped out. Yeah, I know Lemos getting like a little older. We'll see how it goes. Like she got the hands for sure, but I don't know. I feel like Lucindo's more of like well-rounded fighter for her. I mean, yeah. I mean, because if you do MMA math, you could go like what's this chick's name? Lemos. She knocked out Marina Rodriguez and then went to a split. But MMA math doesn't usually work. So yeah, I'm gonna just go with the younger chick. I'm going with the youth on this card.
hmm hmm yeah, man. That is your horny pick.
Correct.
Next up, we got coming home last three fights here. We got Jalen Turner against Ignacio Bahamondes. This is a banger potentially too. You got Mr. Turner, who's the man, and he's super crazy build, crazy talent, well rounded, uh, strikes, and he could grapple and submit. But he also has sometimes an IQ problem, as he was fighting people like Moicano and actually knocked him down and damn near knocked him out, and then somehow walked away, and then Moicano got back up and started finishing him and being able to pull out the fight and finish him out. I'm like, this is crazy. So yeah, you could tell I bet on Jalen Turner there.
For
But
sure.
yeah, man, they got Turner actually as an underdog, I believe. Oh no, yeah, Bahamon is
Rightfully.
minus 120. Jalen Turner's plus 100, so close to pick'ems.
Yeah.
But I like this kid, man. He got this grit. He got this. He's like one of those Hispanic fighters, that are just like got the chin, but he's one of those lanky ones. With his build, he got the reach, the height. So he's going to be able to match the height of Jalen Turner, which not a lot of people can.
Yeah,
In
especially and not
length.
at 155. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think he got a shot here, and I like his chin a little more than Jalen Turner's as well. So I'm going with Ignacio Bahamondes, bro, at minus 120. I like that.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. Bahamundes, he came out kind of like he's been kind of we've been waiting for him to go out there and become like a contender finally. and I feel like he got 2 fights in a row. This is a big step up in competition for him. If you look at his record, look, he has a loss to
Mhm.
John McDessie in 2021. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I remember that was an ugly one.
So yeah, this is gonna be this is a big test for Bahamundes. He's a favorite, but Jalen Turner, I don't know, he's been kind of like on a spotty record lately. Like you said,
Yeah.
he lost to Renato on some dumb shit where he could have won it earlier, and then he beat King Green before that as he should. But look, he lost to Dan Hooker, Gamrot. So
You know what's
his
crazy
stuff is
about that too,
sketchy.
right? His mistake made Moicano like allowed him to get a title shot. Like with Islam. Not to say
Well,
that
nah.
anyone would have beat Islam, but
Well, he beat a homeboy though. Remember, he beat the brakes off
O'Neal.
Benoit. No,
Oh,
Benoit.
Benoit. Yeah. But it was like that could have been Jalen Turner against Benoit, you know?
Yeah.
It could have been like the opportunity was there. Now Jalen Turner got to fight, more up and coming dudes as
No,
well and
yeah,
to fight for the title. So
yeah. It's gonna be a good fight though. But yeah,
banger fight.
I gotta go with the Chilean Ignacio.
Uh-huh. The under over here is interesting. It's at 1.5. The over is minus 185.
Mm.
Kind of like that. I know it's gonna be banger. You might have to clench your asshole while you watch it, but yeah. But I like the 1.5 overs here and there. Some spots that you can find. Um, Next up, we got the co-main event, a real banger fight, last minute fill in on a rematch, but it's Justin Gaethje against Rafael Fiziev, who this is actually a rematch from one of their fights before. Um, Man, this is a crazy banger. You got Gaethje over here. He was actually the underdog. He's a plus 135 right now. Fiziev minus 155. And, I'm a big, big Fiziev fan here. But I'm also a fan of Justin Gaethje. And I know people are worried about his style and he's getting older and his brain after getting knocked out in that war with Max Holloway, which we were at. Insanity. But it's hard to see that plus number next to his name and not be tempted. You know what I mean? Because he's always going to fight. He's always going to go to the death. And that you can't teach that. And the thing is, Fiziev, he's technical striking. He's nasty. Kicks, strikes, everything's nasty, bro. But I think Gaethje, he never wrestles, but he has it in his back pocket, but he never does it. I think he's gonna have to stylistically really like make it a nasty fight and not a technical boxing match. But I'm going with the plus money here. I can't not, even though I'm a big Fiziev guy, but I'm going Gaethje here at plus money. What do you like?
Yeah, Gaethje was an underdog in their first fight as well. Kind of
Mhm.
disrespectful that he's an underdog right now. I get it. He's coming off of that obliterating knockout where he died, you could
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
which was
First fight
crazy.
back.
First fight back, but I mean, even before this fight, he was scheduled against somebody who's ready to die in there as well, which is Dan Hooker.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That was the fight that he was getting ready for first, and I feel like Viziev is dope, but he's a good striker. I mean, when Gaethje fought
Yeah.
him, Gaethje did outstrike him, but if he would have wrestled him, he would have won that fight easy. Maybe Gaethje comes in this fight like smarter, but this is what Gaethje did to him the last fight. Oh, you can't really see, but
Yeah. And Fiziev is like he's kind of, even though he's been in the UFC for a minute, he just came off the injury from
came off
that
a
one fight.
torn ACL where he got hurt
Oh,
in the
right now.
fight.
This is a return from
Yeah,
injury.
this is remember he fought Gamrot and his knee went out and during the
Oh, I
fight.
know. I bet Fiziev.
Yeah, I had Gamrot, but
Yeah.
yeah, Fiziev, he's exciting. He's one of them fighters that I wasn't getting on the hype. It's like okay, yeah, his striking is very nice, and that's what gets you to like it. But when he goes in there against them boys, I don't know, be all
Yeah.
bad. You know what I'm saying? He does have a knockout over Moicano, but yeah, this is all like
Yeah. But Moicano striking is not Justin Gaethje.
yeah. So unless Gaethje
Yeah.
is just like completely washed, which they
Yeah.
kind of trying to bet on that, but yeah, I gotta go with
Gaethje
yeah,
at the
Gaethje like I
plus
did last
money.
time
The
for
gift,
sure.
it's a good gift.
Hey man, Faziev has a
Hey,
lot to prove in this one too. But,
exactly.
but so
And
does
how do you
Gaethje,
know about
especially
the
coming
knee?
after that knockout. Like it's gonna be, are you done or like yeah? Even though, and
And
then
he was
also
dominated throughout the whole fight.
yes, exactly. I was just about to say that he was losing that whole fight, which I was like, juice. He may have lost. He may have won like one round, fourth and
One,
like
if that,
fourth or third, yeah. But yeah,
one or
Max was getting
nothing.
on him. Mhm.
Man, that's crazy. But we got to ride with the dog there. And of course, we're going with the main event here. Poatan, Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev. Man, this is an interesting and I think it'll be Ramadan. When is Ramadan? Did it already
It's
start?
now. It's yeah. He's starting now. It's already started on the first.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, it started on the first, right? So it's we're a few days in, couple days in. He's actually going to fight, whereas most fighters and athletes in general, a lot of times don't participate during Ramadan because they're fasting and
Yeah.
no water, no food, sunrise,
Yeah.
sundown. Shout out to all my Muslim brothers out there.
Well, kind of works
Um,
for it. Kind of works for him that it starts on the first because now that's just weight cut.
that's why I think he's willing to do it,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's like, well, I'm fasting anyway, so it'll be fine. And then after my fight, I'll just go back to fasting normal for
Man,
Ramadans.
but this is such a sketch fight, man. Like my MMA like nerd that I think I know about the sport wants me breaks it down like this. Ankalaev, he could strike. I mean, it's whatever. His wrestling is better, I want to say. Poatan, kickboxer. See, people think like he's gonna strike on him. But I feel like Ankalaev is smart. He comes out of a good camp. Like he gonna get rocked a little bit, maybe crack. Remember what the Jan did to the leg kicks? The leg kicks were stumbling, like making him like crumble every time. So that he would have to take the fight to the ground. And he
Mm-hmm.
took. But the thing is, when he took the fight to the ground, he did it with ease against Blachowicz. And just remember what Blachowicz did to Pereira, like with the takedown is like easy. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, like everybody with Pereira, they don't do a game plan. They go out there trying to strike with him. It's like nah,
It's an ego thing, I think.
yeah, but the thing is also if you look at it, the people he's been fighting, none of them are really have been wrestlers like that.
Yeah.
Like look at him on his tear. It was Yuri twice. He's definitely like barely going for takedowns, never. And then you got Jamal Hill,
Mm-hmm.
and then who else? It was a Yuri twice and Jamal Hill, right?
Khalil Roundtree,
Yeah,
and they
Roundtree. There
got
we go. And
Izzy,
he's
Izzy
straight Muay
twice,
Thai. You know what I
Sean
mean?
Strickland.
Oh, but
All
that
the
was
guys.
a yeah. See, Strickland should have tried to grapple, but he got his ass knocked out. I was there.
Strickland never grapples, even though he can.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But
Yeah.
see, that's the thing with Uncle Live though. He can get cracked though early, like that showed in that Bohovich fight, which that was I was at that fight. That was a nasty
Mm-hmm.
fight where I thought it was boring, but I still thought Uncle Live won that fight easily. But then the UFC just hated so bad. They're like, oh no, make this a draw. Which that was kind of funny, that was sketch. And then also during the fight, Dana White made that somebody was gonna fight Glover. It wasn't gonna be these guys. It was gonna be Jamal Hill versus Glover or some shit like that. He made that
Mm-hmm.
fight during this fight. I mean, the Blachowicz versus Ankalaev. But yeah, man, Poetan got the super train. He's a sexy pick. Like everybody loves him right now. He's super viral, superstar
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. You know what I mean? He's literally everywhere. Everybody fucks with him. Drake fucks with him. Like, is the
Yeah.
Drake curse gonna be this? Drake gonna post that bet of him
Oh
going for
yeah, he's gonna be
Pereira.
like Poatan.
You
I
see, you know
got a
what I
million
mean?
on you or something.
Shama, like, but that's the thing. Everybody's liking it, but like, I don't know. I feel like Ankalaev is not dumb. Anderson, like Ramadan right now, he's gonna be like fighting hard for a reason. I think
Focused.
Ankalaev is gonna get it. I mean, it's crazy. Remember how Poetan was an underdog, right, in the beginning, and now
Yeah. Now
Ankalaev
it's
is the
like
underdog, right?
yeah, it's like damn near pickums, but
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. It definitely money's coming in on Pereira. I understand, and I'm with you, man. I think that I mean I like Pereira, right? But it
Same. Who
depends.
doesn't? He's the man
Yeah,
right now.
he's the man. But who like it all depends on if what Ankalaev says is true, and you can't trust what they say in the interviews and shit talking and all this
No,
stuff.
not at all.
But because he does say like, oh, I'm not gonna wrestle. I'm just gonna strike and beat you. And yeah, he's a cool kickboxer. But obviously, if they stand striking, then
Yeah,
obviously we're picking Pereira all day, right? But
facts.
if he even implements a tiny bit of wrestling, like a tiny bit, he's gonna be able to take down Pereira, and Pereira's not gonna be able to stop it.
Yep.
And once he's down, I don't think he's getting back up.
He
like,
will. Maybe early it'll be some crazy little scrambles that he might get
uh
successful, but then I feel like eventually it's just gonna be the you getting down in the deep end, you're gonna drown and shit like that. But like I said, and Pereira has that knockout power with him the whole fight. Like that's one thing
hmm
about that. Like, and that was at 185 when he knocked out Izzy with TKO'd him in the 5th, right, where he was down the whole fight. So Pereira always has that punch, especially heavier. But man, I don't know. Like I'm with Shama all day, like as a fan and shit. But I think just my money would have to be bet on Ankalaev or what's Pereira by knockout. Because that would
That's
be
a good
probably be
one.
my hedger too. I'd probably hedge like just throw some on Pereira by KO. Because I mean, that's another thing. I feel like that's his only way of winning this fight, right?
Yeah, because how's he gonna point him out? Because I think if he starts pointing him out, he might as well finish him. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
end up one of his regular strikes gonna knock him. Pereira KO is plus 110 right now,
Okay.
so it's the most likely outcome. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, you're right. It's probably the only way he probably wins. But I guess for the sake of, I'm going Pereira, man. But
There
I'm
you go.
actually an Ankalaev fan as well. I've always been following him on this track, um, and I totally dig what you're saying too. Because the like when betting wise, this usually is a spot where it's you go with the guy that's no name comparatively to the public. You go with the guy that everyone, no one's gonna care for or want. With Ankalaev, right? In
Yep.
general, this is the spot for Ankalaev usually. But let's see, man. Oh, about what that gambling shit they were talking about. Pereira was talking about. Oh, why don't you put up 200K for charity?
Yeah,
And
he
loser
responded
puts up
saying he's Muslim or something like that, right?
yeah, and we don't gamble. It's like I already have to donate a certain percentage of my income to my religion, for churches and charity and stuff. So, but that's funny. I was like, damn, it's because he phrased it as a gambling thing, like Pereira. He said like, oh, let's make a bet, you
Yeah,
know, and I was like, he should have framed it where it was just like, hey, loser donates to charity, period. But
yeah.
dude's like, no, I can't gamble now, so we'll see.
I mean, man, it's gonna be a crazy fight. I hope so. I feel like it could be boring, but I mean, hopefully we can see Pereira with the knockout. But yeah, like I said earlier, we split on this one. But
Here,
yeah, my heart is with Poetan.
Hey, here's one thing though. As far as looks, I shout out to Hype Killer. This is his vibe right here. Um, Ankalaev by submission plus 900. What
Yeah,
do you think about that? Like
that's pretty
plus
rare.
900? Yeah,
But does he have any? What's he have? See, he got like no submissions. Him is either just like knock your ass out.
ground and
What's
pound type
what's
of guy.
what's by knockout for Uncle Lion?
Ankalaev by knockout is plus 350. Not bad
Mm.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I could see that
Poetan's been
happening.
knocked out before.
Oh yeah, badly too.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, it could be just a knockout from like the way he usually wins, is just grit on top of you and just that pressure.
Yeah, but here's one another thing to bring into mind. One thing that is not baked into the line that
Yeah.
we need to all consider is the intangible of the spirits. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? The
yeah.
there's some might be some to it. I don't know. Okay, it's beyond me, but that might be some special spirits. And if Izzy even said he felt the spirits, and everyone that fought him was like, "Oh, I'm feeling that black magic or good
Nah,
magic
yeah,
or
that's the thing. The way he
whatever."
sits at you, stone face, like whatever. But then, like, I don't know, it's a tough motherfucker here with Uncle Lars, Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's
And
stone
he's
faced too.
yeah, he Russian Dagestan. Remember his fights with Eon Kutalaba? Like that shit don't phase him. Those shits are hilarious. He just
Yeah.
pieced him up easy. So, but yeah, it's gonna be
Why
a
was
good
that even
fight.
a thing? Like, look at Eon right now and Ankalaev right now. Like, where are we at here?
It's gonna be interesting because what's his name has been talking a lot of shit. Magomov, he's been, which rightfully so. He should have been got this fight. I mean,
Mhm.
but they don't really fuck with him like that. But hey, this is the UFC Game of Thrones where this shit like tends to happen. We'll just, yeah, man, I gotta stick to Ankalaev right now. Fuck.
Let's go. Okay, man. Let's hit with the best bets, best looks here. I need a bounce back bad for the people. Um, so we'll go on it, man. What do you want to go? You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right off the rip. Right off the rip, straight up bet. Let me do Gaethje,
Gagey, okay. He's at plus 135 right now. Okay.
and then straight up too with Magomed.
And Goliath, he's minus 105.
And then let me do he's a greaser. We're gonna do the Liao,
Yeah, I think we're on the same page.
Blades, and Roofy.
Yeah, I have that same one too. Let's go. The greasy.
The greasy. And then the last one straight up, we'll just do Bahamundes. Fuck it.
I like all those looks. Mondes. What is he at?
Oh, I like Josh Van too, but he's underdog, right?
No, Josh Van is minus 185 right now.
Let me do a parlay with Bahamundes and Van.
Okay, Bahamondes and Van. What does that pay here? I like Josh Van too. That's a good one. Bahamondes.
He's the boy, man. It hurt when he lost
Plus
to
180.
fucking.
Man, yeah, I'm with you on a lot of these. So some of them might be similar, but yeah, off the top, I gotta go with Justin Gaethje at plus money. I mean, it's too tempting not to, you know.
I've
And
been
how many
at
more fights does he have?
I've been at Van's last two fights.
Vans. Oh yeah,
The Riyadh season in the Sphere, and then Pantoja versus Asakura.
yeah. I'm going with that too. I'm going with Van at minus 185. Is that what he's at right now? Yeah, and then I'm gonna go with the greasy parlay that we got. We're gonna share that one. The Leal, Roofy, and Blades.
Let's go.
Keep it greasy.
Keep it greasy, y'all. Keep it greasy. Keep it greasy, y'all. Keep it greasy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna for the last one. What am I gonna go with?
Them greasy cheeks.
Greasy cheek. I like. I hate to say it, but I like Bahamundes as well. I mean, there's only so many fights here. But yeah, I like Bahamundes as well, man. Minus
Bahamundes.
120. Bahamundes minus 120.
We was at his last fight too.
Yeah, we're often at the Mexican fights. But
Yeah,
yeah,
shit,
man,
the last one was crazy. That shit was expensive as fuck.
dude, all of them getting kind of pricey too, right? Sometimes.
Still recovering. Now Seattle was cool. I mean, it wasn't that for lower level. You know, it was a fight night
Yeah,
as well though.
Sphere's one of a kind. You're not gonna get it again, so
You about to get to
you're
the
never
Backstreet
gonna get
Boys
it
there.
again. Nah, but I'll enjoy the clips. You know when they post the clips on
All
there.
these people, can't you see?
I
Can't you
would
see?
go, but you already know. I didn't even look at the tickets yet, but like the prices
It's
are probably
like
through the roof.
four. Nah, so it's like yeah, like 400, 500.
That's not bad. That's a lot.
But
It's a
then
lot,
like
but
I was like, then I was thinking about, I was like, Backstreet Boys, what the fuck? This
yeah.
is like here, like late '90s and early 2000s. Fuck that. I ain't paying no 500 for this shit.
I mean, that's how like people for the Grateful Dead and like all the older bands and shit, the
Yeah, but
Eagles.
those are like, yeah. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. But I feel
It's our
like,
it's our age of thing.
yeah, that's our Grateful Dead, the Backstreet Boys. Man, we just went off on one Gen G style. But yeah, man, what's it? UFC 313. Man,
It's gonna be lit.
what's gonna
The cards.
happen? Do we get a new champion? Is the Peloton train coming? You brought a good point with the spirits. I want to see if
If
what's
it's
the name
real
could get
again.
shook by that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Peloton, he's like the man right now. People don't remember he's like 37, still going hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very interesting. Gonna be an
Shama
interesting night. Shama.
or no
Shama.
Shama, but it's
Shama.
Shama.
Yeah, it's gonna
Peace.
be my for sure sprinkle on some knockouts for him. That'd be my hedge.
Let's go. Peace out,
Let's
man.
get it.
Smoke out.